Good morning. As Pastor said, I'm Tom. A few weeks ago, everybody received a packet, or at least they were on the back table there. If you're worshiping online, you have all the same information as in this packet available on our website. But in the packet was a lasting footprint pledge card, and I am going to talk about that today. Turn this on and see if I know how to work it. Yes. Okay. So this is the pledge card. What it looks like on paper. I'm just going to go through the questions are pretty obvious, but I'm the one who has to enter the data, so I'd like to not have too many problems. So, first line, obviously, your name or names. I'm doing John Smith's. Second and third line are the two types of pledges we have. The first one is for the January 31st pledge. This is our down payment. We spoke about, the timing involved. So the first pledge, January 31st, is when this pledge is for. Second pledge is for the next 3 years. Notice the word totaling. Make sure this is for all 3 years put together that you plan to make an offering. In fact, pretend there's a line there that the next lines are for planning only. It's unrelated to the next lines. So the next lines are how frequently you plan to give. John's giving monthly, and you have your options of when you plan to start and for how many years and when you expect to finish. Most people will probably fill it out like this, starting right after your January 31st offering. You'll go into your 3-year commitment. And then if you want to add comments, you can communicate to the council any special considerations, or as a reminder to yourself, whatever you put here, I'll put on in your data so that it will show up on your statement at the end of the year. Now, let's say you have something special going on that you are you just can't make these payments, or you want to make an offering, but you're not going to start until the middle of 2022. And if you want to communicate why, you can. You don't have to. I just said John's paying off a boat. He plans to start offering after that's paid off. You may also have, you might have a commodity you want to give, like a stock or retirement benefits, some sort of thing like that. You can just decide you want to give a one-time offering of this stock. You get pretty good benefits avoiding your capital gains taxes with a stock. I know that. I don't know a whole lot about retirement benefits, donating, things like that. Obviously speak to your financial advisor. You can indicate what it is, and if you would talk to Mark Pitson, our treasurer, that would be nice, so all of this can be dealt with correctly. And then, if you're online, you can do it online if you want. We'll also receive information about what you've filled out on the form there. As I mentioned, one of these is we want the offering by the end of January. If you can turn in your pledge card by December 31st, in 1 month, that would be nice. We'd appreciate it. You can do your online or in the offering box over by the door. Now, when you give your pledge or when you make your offering, please indicate what your pledge is. Getting mixed up in the words. What your offering is for. If it's for Lasting Footprint, please use a Lasting Footprint envelope, or on your check, indicate on the memo line. It's so the counters know where to apply your funds, or you can include a special note. And then you also have the online option for giving. It's one of your choices. We encourage people to use the automatic closing house. Is that what it is? Automatic closing house, ACH option, because we get hit with some pretty high fees for credit cards. Now, I know that the council talked about how they decided what to give. Amy and I went through this over 20 years ago, and I just wanted to share my experience with a pledge drive. I don't even remember what it was for. I just remember the emotions involved. And what we do is we came up with a comfortable level. You know, we looked at our budget, said, okay, we can hit this number. And then, not sure why, we decided to go with a stretch level. It was fairly significant. It was, you could call it an uncomfortable level. And, you know, we wrote the pledge down on the card, put it in the box, and it was kind of like looked at each other, now what? And shortly after that, I saw the movie Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade, and there's a scene where he's running through this cave, and he has all these various challenges he has to meet, and he has some clues for them, and he gets to this point where there's this chasm through the cave, and he sees the tunnel on the other side. He tries everything to figure out how he's going to cross, and the clue is leap of faith or step of faith, and he finally just he decides he's going to go for it and just steps off into the cliff. And when I turned in my pledge card, I felt somewhat like that. Just, wow, you know, here we go, God, you know, now what? And just like, uh, just like Indy, we were okay. There were some unexpected blessings that hit us in our lives, both financial and others. And you know, we got to the end of our commitment, and you know, it was really no problem. And then a few years later, we were studying Matthew, and I came across this verse: "Given it will be given to you, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." And when I read that, I thought, wow, that's what was going on. That was just, you know, I was just in awe of God's promise. He came through with his promise. So just some encouragement.